Good roast beast. Whoops. Shouldn't see that. Whatever. If someone figures out how to log into my account, more power to them. Good roast beast morning, evening. It's late, 3 a.m. Anyway. I'm gonna try to be a little more roast beast this time for fun. We're level 18. I think the sound should be better this time. You can hear me more. The video game noise sound might be a little quiet, but it's a hard ratio to come up with. You want, I suppose, to speak in a register that does not overlap too much with the game sound, or something like that. Anyway, we're level 18. We're fully rested. This game is a little laggy at the moment for me, but I can live through it. I've lived through worse, as long as the recording is fine, which it seems to be. Anyhow, we're level 18. We're marching out to use this sweet axe that somebody gave us randomly, taking pity upon us, seeing the terribleness of our equipment. Now, I'm not really sure how much sort of the story here of how I'm playing to recap every time. But anyway, the quick rundown would be that I'm playing without doing quests in Turtle WoW, which is a fan run, classic WoW server with some fan-made additional content, which is pretty neat. The content, and what's neat that they can do it at all, and the content is pretty neat. The new areas, new quests, stuff like that. I kind of hate when people are like content, but whatever. Anyway, we are heading over to Loch Modan, the second dwarven area, to do some fighting of beasts, which is the only, well, fighting of various things, which is the only way that we can level up, pretty much, without doing quests. And the reason I'm not doing quests is not because they're not fun, but because I've done them all, pretty much. Except, of course, for the new quests in this fan-made expansion of the game, which are fairly neat, but whatever. There's a number of reasons that I like going it on my own. In terms of not doing quests, which is that you end up spending more time in unusual areas rather than sort of the usual places that the quests send you. It's sort of, when I'm doing quests, I end up playing for longer than I intend to a lot of the time. We're going into the subway here, which goes from Stormwind, the human city, to Ironforge, the dwarven city. We're on the subway with somebody this time. Another warrior. War Miro. He says hello. Stormpike's delivery, ? No. I don't do quests. We will flex. Well, I moved my character so you didn't see him actually flex, which when you type /flex, he will actually flex. Hiya! Anyway, so yeah, we're also not, another part of it, we're not doing quests. Oh, nice. He gave us stamina. He used a scroll of, outstanding! He used a scroll of stamina on us. Very friendly thing to do. We're gonna just dance. Nice. 2 warriors dancing on the train. Just like in real life. So we're not doing quests, which means you don't get a lot of equipment because you're relying on just things that get dropped from enemies. But we're also doing blacksmithing, so we can make some of our own equipment. But there's kind of some, you know, things you don't end up being able to make, or, you know, you only discover how to make a new thing every, you know, now and then, so you end up falling behind in equipment sometimes. Some of our stuff is like for level 7, level 13, 8, 13. We got that one ring. I am doing a few quests. The ones that are started from things that enemies drop. So this one dropped like from an enemy, or this is from a quest that started from like a mysterious ring dropped by something that turned out to have an enchanting, or be enchanted to make it look like a dull metal when in fact it was gold to keep it safe from people. Loading Iron Forge. Iron Forge is neat. But anyway, we got some mail. No one bought my sagefish. That's fine. I'm not using the auction house, so I don't want to pick those up yet. To buy anything. I'm not using the auction house to buy anything unless it's something I need for a recipe that there's not a reliable, normal way to get otherwise. Or like for a recipe that means, well, either for cooking or for blacksmithing or whatever. I am selling things on the auction house though, which this is sort of similar to self-found mode. Where am I going? Whoops. I need to go this way to the flight master, the master of the Griffons, so I can fly over to Loch Modan. Anyway, this is somewhat similar to self-found mode, which is a setting in the game that I'm not sure, it might only be part of the hardcore mode, where, like a further option on the hardcore mode where you only have like one life and you like lose if you die. Like you can keep playing, but you like lose being like hardcore or whatever. What can I do for you? Flying over to Thelsamar. And self-found mode doesn't allow you to use the auction house or trade with people at all. Like you're totally on your own. Yeah, this is lagging a bit, but it probably won't be much once we're just in Loch Modan, fighting things. I don't have the most excellent computer. I have to pretty much close everything else to do this. It's usually smoother. I think I was just doing a lot of stuff in Photoshop earlier, so it's kind of, I don't know, like taxed, like it's something with like, it makes like, when you run out of RAM for things, it starts putting it in a page file on your hard drive, so I don't know, you have to restart basically to get all your performance back, like from a fresh start. But I don't want to do that because then, like, if I close Chrome, it loses all of the Chrome Pro, whatever. Restarting's annoying. Everyone knows that. But anyhow, what was I saying? Yeah, so it's sort of like self-found mode, except that's like really lonely. Like, and it's funny, I think, when I'm not like begging people for stuff, but they do just like randomly give you stuff if like they see you are a low level player with bad gear. Like they assume that you're playing like hardcore or something, or like just like not, like here we are in Thelsamar, yay. We have some stuff that we probably want to sell before we head out to Copper Vein right there. Anyway, so we're doing blacksmithing and mining, which means we will try to be trying to get ore. I don't need these spider parts. I don't need, what else do I not need? Don't need that. Don't need these chipped boar tusks. Do need bear meat. I don't remember great gore tusks now. We'll keep it. Don't need that, but I can't sell that. Do need that. Don't need these. Don't need that. Okay. Yeah, I think that's everything at the moment. Oh, a tightly sealed trunk. When did I fish that up? Let's open that up. Bolt of linen cloth. I don't need that. Okay. We are off to, let's see, can I cook anything at the moment before I head out? Can make some roasted boar meat, but that's not very high level, so no. So it's fine. We have 21 blood sausages. So we have food to restore our health. We also have a lot of linen to make linen bandages. And ooh, lots of copper. So I really ought to be fighting things while I'm going around and mining the copper, and then my health can restore while I'm swinging my pickaxe. Which is not really how it works in real life. Swinging a pickaxe is pretty exhausting in real life. Not that I've ever. I did actually swing a pickaxe like twice as part of making a class video in high school. But anyway, there's no point in fighting this guy. He's gray. Now you will notice my character saying the occasional thing when I charge. No loot. That's something I've added via a macro, which I have plans to add a lot more. And you can make macros that say in the game, like in the game chat, the name of the thing that you're targeting. Which is fun, and people get very like, what the hell's going on? Because it's not really common for people to do that. I mean, people use it in raids to be like, I am casting this spell on like that enemy. So anyway, your life, mangy mountain boar. You can make it sort of have like a random chance of saying different things, or nothing. So you can be pretty subtle with it. Like you can make it have a 10% chance of saying something when you use an ability. You can kind of craft your own sort of like self like NPC, if you know what I mean. But anyway, a gem, tiger's eye. Yeah, so we're basically out here. This area is a little low level in terms of the enemies that we're gonna find. And we want to fight some higher level. Well, in areas that are high level, we're gonna find tin in addition to copper, and maybe also silver. I'm not sure if we can mine silver yet, but we're almost there. See, his level is in gray, so we won't get any experience fighting him. That one's a level 14, we'll fight that. We're level 18, so these are pretty low level compared to us. If things are green, you also, have a higher chance, because they're lower level than you, of getting critical hits on them. Not him, I'm missing him. As you can see, these are going down pretty quick. We also got given this really excellent blue axe by somebody. Blue meaning a rare item. And we found this level 9 dagger to hold in our other hand. This character is a warrior, which has rage, as you see here, that builds up when you hit things, instead of mana that depletes when you use abilities, which most classes have. We are a fury warrior in the talent tree, which is basically, hitting fast and doing a lot of critical hits and having things that happen when we get critical hit ourselves. I haven't really done it much. I usually do arms warrior, which is about like sort of getting big like crits with a two-handed weapon. You can also sort of like, there's part of the gotta keep up our battle shout. This gives us a lot of attack power. Shout. Got the pig. Delicious. Which lasts 2 minutes, but increases our attack power a good deal. Anyway, we're heading towards some higher level enemies. There's this area to the far to the south of us, somewhat far to the south of us, Redridge Mountains, which is probably the next place we're gonna go. Although I might go over to the Stone Talon Mountains, although that's kind of a long journey, so I probably won't do that today. Not that I'll necessarily, oops, I keep battle shouting instead of using overpower. Overpower, ooh, blue leather bag. Nice, I can upgrade. I've gotten very lucky in finding bags, because when you're not buying them from the auction house that other players have made, or buying them from NPCs, which I'm not really prohibiting, but I haven't had to. Right, blue leather bag. 2 more slots than the green pouch we had before. I've gotten very lucky with getting bags dropped. Having 2 bags dropped that are like leather bags is pretty darn rare. Having a full suite of pouches, more than I even needed, is rare in itself. I even got 2 pouches from one guy in a previous, while I was recording, of course. Because I've been recording everything on this character so far. There's a chunk in the middle where you'll see the video I had to be muted because I turned on the in-game radio, which contained copyrighted music. But anyway, we're gonna head to Redridge Mountains later, or the Stone Talon Mountains, which is. I've never really played Alliance in the Stone Talon Mountains. I played Alliance as a kid, but I've mostly played Horde in recent years. It's just kind of funnier. But I've never really played, been in the Stone Talon Mountains much on the Alliance, so I've never really been in the Alliance town there. So I think I will do that, because I've been in the Redridge Mountains a lot. Well, if I keep getting destroyed by Horde players, because it's closer to their starting areas, then I might come back, but whatever. That might be funny in its own way. This is a PvP server, so this is still a sort of a starting area where I'm not. There'll be like a little tag here that I'll be PvP enabled, and I'm not, because I'm not in I'm still sort of in the secondary starting area. But yes, so there's still plenty of things. In fact, there's plenty of things in Loch Modan here that we can't take on yet. So we're certainly far from too high level for here. But you know, because we're looking for ore, because we're doing mining. We're kind of going to be looking for mountainous areas, and especially caves and, well, mines, which mines are sort of good in a way. Well, they're tough usually because they're filled with goblins or kobolds or whatever who tend to come in groups, which is pretty hard to deal with as a warrior because you can't freeze anybody, or you don't have much of a way to get people off you, and you just kind of have to get hit by 3 people at once. As you can see, our health is going down over time, even just fighting these guys. So it's a little tough as a warrior, but humanoid enemies, goblins, kobolds, human miners, etc., will usually drop more items and money and cloth and whatever. And they're usually a little individually easier to fight, they have less health than animals. We're a little low on health. We're going to eat a spider sausage here, which is something we've cooked, and if we spend 10 seconds eating it, we get a bonus, a buff. Yes, there it is, well fed, 4 stamina, 4 spirit. That's 40 to 80 health or something, which is kind of a lot, more than maybe about 10% when we're at 600 health right now. Spirit doesn't do that much for us. It increases your regeneration rate, which health doesn't regenerate in combat aside from abilities, so it doesn't do that much for us really. But it does if you, mana. If you have mana rather than rage, because mana does regenerate in combat. Need more rage. But anyhow, we are in here fighting these guys who are known as trogs. I don't really like fighting these guys too much because their sounds are kind of horrible. But there is some, as you can see out there, a tin vein in there, so we're going to fight our way over to that. Able to make pretty short work of these guys, although I think someone else has kind of been here and fought a lot of them, because usually, oops, I kind of fell in a hole. Usually there will be more guys than that, but anyhow, whatever. So I don't know that I want to spend that much time here, but in the Redridge Mountains, it was a little too high level, and I didn't find that much ore. There isn't really a cave that was low level enough for me to get into. These guys with the golden exclamation points, if you haven't played WoW before, will give you quests, but I'm not doing that. Although I was kind of clicking some of them and reading them.
I need a progress report sent to Thilsamar. A progress report and a restatement of my request for more blast powder. Here's the report. Take it to Jern Hornhelm. He's our local contact in Thilsamar. It's not a difficult task, but it must be done. Sorry, I'm not... Sorry, I'm not your guy.
I've got better things to do. Anyhow. Right, so we're going to be hanging out in Loch Modan for a while. Kind of popping in here when I can see on the map, because I'm finding minerals. Sniffing out the ore. I can see there's some things in here. Kill, he says. Well, that's what I said to him too, pretty much. Yeah, these guys are doing a fair amount. It's probably worth it for me to use Demoralizing Shout to lower his attack power. Gotta keep up our rend to make him bleed for some. That's what the yellow ticks are there, the yellow damage coming up. Yeah, that's fairly hard to take down. Oh boy. Okay, here comes another. He's higher level. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Maybe not so well. We may have to use one of our health potions over here, which the only reason we have any... Oh shoot, I just spawned there. Yeah, someone definitely... Okay, I definitely have to use a health potion, I think. Unless we get really lucky in the next few hits. Oh, he's starting to run away. Got him. Okay, that was pretty lucky. Anyway, we're gonna have to be careful here because someone was... Oh shoot, here comes something. Oh, okay, let's see. Let's eat a spider sausage really fast because I don't want to run that way or that way and encounter more stuff while he's coming over here. I think we'll be good. He's only level 18. I do have some bandages which let you restore health somewhat more quickly than eating, although they have a cooldown before you can use them again. And you can use bandages in combat, but you have to be able to step away, like not be actively hit by something while you do it. Do I have... Yes, there's a heavy linen bandage. Just that on ourselves. I'm really, like... People who are like good at WoW would probably make a lot of fun of the way I play, like clicking the abilities down here instead of having everything on a, you know, like a letter key. Let's see, how do we get over to that ore? We can maybe sneak up here. Whoop, no we can't. Sneaking around is kind of dangerous. It's a double-edged sword, as they say, because, you know, you might end up kind of caught between two things and then having to fight two at once. This is our thunderclap thing. It's the sort of thing we're doing here, which does a tiny bit of damage, but more importantly, increases time between attacks for the enemies between 10%. Doesn't sound like much, but they attack 10% slower, so they do 10% less damage. It's probably worth it. It's really more worth it when you're fighting multiple things, probably. But anyway. Don't really want to charge over at him because the other guy's pretty close, so we can shoot an arrow at him to get him over here. I don't... Yeah, the other guy's not coming with him. It's kind of a little mysterious sometimes, like whether a guy, someone standing kind of near will come with them if you pull them over or not. But like it's always consistent between like two guys in a given spot if they will. But like if he was right there, like he kind of walked from here to here, and if he was standing there when I shot this guy, I'm pretty sure he would have come. I don't know where that guy's, like, he walked off somewhere. He's gonna come back somewhere. Anyway, this guy, as you can see, this enemy has a mana bar, which means he may use some abilities on us. We shall see. It says he's a geomancer, that kind of enemy, sort of like sometimes will cast fireballs. I guess this guy doesn't do much. Don't know. He had a mana potion, which is useless to us. However, we can sell it for some money. I could charge this guy actually. Charging gives you a little bit of rage, so you want to charge if you can. You will hit faster. It's of course not worth ending up fighting two guys at once. Not that I never fight two guys at once. It's nice to have a challenge sometimes. Okay, that's good to know. The diggers use sunder armor. Shoot. If he pulls that guy. No, he didn't. The diggers use sunder armor pretty quickly. Armor decreased by 270 is a lot when we only have 422. Or I think we'd have more if not for that. See how much we have when it expires. But that's a lot of our armor. So we're going to be taking a lot more damage if we have that on us. So if we have some guy hitting us and putting that on us, and then another guy hitting us, we could be in real trouble. So watch out for the diggers, the ones with the pickaxes. Fortunately, he's only level 18, so it's not too bad. If I had to fight two of those guys at once, I can't really see who's over there, so I'm gonna shoot an arrow to be safe. Pull him over here. If we had to fight two of those guys, it might be best to like kill one and then run away, and then come back and kill the other. If you run away from things, they follow you for a while, and like if you get hit while your back is turned, like you're walking away, you can get dazed and slowed. Like there's a random chance of that from everything. So, ooh, well, I'm not sure if it's good or not. Let's see. 2 strength, 2 stamina, level 8. 2 stamina, 3 strength. That's a little better. Level 13, 141, 113. A little more armor. Alrighty. Wow, that's like wearing no pants. Okay. Blood-spattered leg guards of the bear. Blood-spattered loincloth of the bear. Why is that male? Like, it says it's male, like it's chainmail, which is what warriors wear. Wow. Okay, that's like a butt, like, thong loincloth, I suppose, with some leg guards on the sides. That's funny. Okay. Moving on with our newly found loincloth with attached leg guards, which is slightly better than wearing full chain pants. Really powerful leg guards, I suppose. Okay, hopefully nothing kicks us in the junk. Anyhow. Nice. We got something. You'll see when it says added to collection down there. That's for transmogging, which this fan thing, which is in regular retail, like modern World of Warcraft, has been for like a long time, like 10 years, which is something that I don't really like, where you can like pay like an NPC to make some equipment come magically look like other equipment, and it's basically just for like, I shouldn't have eaten one of my foods. I should have used a linen bandage. Anyway, we will actually move the linen bandages down there to a hotkey, so I stopped doing that. We can make some more as well. From the linen we have acquired. Anyone up for dead mine? I'm about the level for that, but I don't want to do it yet, and I want to be good and ready when I do it. It takes like 3 hours, and I don't want to do that right now. It's also kind of a walk. Anyhow, let's see. We were over after that copper ore over there. I don't think anything will attack us if we go get it. Now there's some tin over that way. That's the good stuff that we want. Well, it's slightly rarer anyway. We've gotten most of the way. Yeah, I think we're making bronze. Well, we certainly are, because I have rough bronze boots. So we're making bronze items. It's pretty nifty that like the different like metals, for some reason, sort of the things that you make out of them, at least the basic things that you. Oh shoot! Here's 2 things. Okay. Well, this could be tough. Yeah, he's getting me with the sunder armor. The other one is. I should probably kill that one first, but I already started hitting this one. I think we'll be okay here. Got the demoralizing shout up on him. And I think we're okay. Jinkies. Really, I would have wanted to charge a... Well, it's hard to say if you want to charge. I don't know. Okay. Pretty close, that one. But anyhow. I will get a somewhat easier way of using bandages at level 20 when I will get this Fury ability that slows enemies, like all the enemies around you. So you can do that and then kind of run away a little and then, well, either run away or use a bandage and start fighting them again. It doesn't do like all my health. It does maybe a third to half, as you can see. But it's still a pretty weak bandage. They get better later. There's the tin. Tin. Alrighty. Ooh, a jade. Nice. It's a pretty rare gem. Getting a lot of gems while during this session. I'm kind of recording the entire leveling. Moss agate. Wow, that is lucky. 2 gems in one vein of earth I found. Anyway, that's something else. It's based on this game, but anyway, let's see. Yeah, I might, you know, if that were not filled with those guys with trogs and their rather awful shrieking, I might hang out in there for longer. But it is, so I don't want to. I will occasionally come back and see on the map if any ore has reappeared there. Other than that, I will head north where there are some more animals, as well as murlocs, who there's often some sort of ore like in the bottom of the lake actually. So walking along the shore is an okay way to find ore, although swimming out to it is a little annoying. You know, another thing is almost everyone sets the setting to auto loot, which is when you like click on something that you killed that's like glowing, it just takes all the items into your inventory. But weirdly I couldn't find the setting. I don't know if they took it out of this game or something, but I don't know. Oh, there's more tin. Excellent. I think it's funnier if I have to click on everything so you can kind of see it rather than it just popping up for a second and then disappearing. We're trying to sort of collect the ingredients for blood sausage, which for some reason is bear meat, boar intestines, and spider eye core, I guess, to glue it all together. That sounds pretty horrible, but anyway, there's boars and bears and spiders here. Gypsy gloves. It's not a very good item, but whatever. Random items usually sell for an okay amount of money, but anyway. Somewhere in there. There it is. So we're just kind of hunting that stuff up along the way to get better at cooking. And also the murlocs will have... They're humanoids, which means they drop fairly good stuff, usually. And they'll have clams, the murlocs, so I can make boiled clams. Which is another tasty recipe, as well as... Oh, I have stuff for dry pork ribs. I didn't know that. Okay. There may also be some campfires we can actually do the cooking on. Because, well, you can make a campfire if you have cooking, but you have to bring wood around with you, which I did not do. Black bear, patriarch. Big bear. Level 16, yellow, rather than green. Still making pretty short work of these things. This, you know, if you have seen the previous things, killing animals was not... We were in fact kind of like borderline losing to like animals our own level, because we didn't really have a very strong weapon at all, but now we do, and we're really slicing through things, and this weapon will probably stand us in good stead for a long time. Inventory is full. Let's see, I can turn some linen cloth into bandages to make some more space in my inventory. 2 linen cloth turns into 1 bandage, so they'll be half as much. What else do we not need? This is worth pretty little. These are worth pretty little. They're just a leather item. Okay, we have a little space now. Good. Anyhow. Elder mountain boar. Yeah, so the animals are pretty strong up here. which, you know, they take longer to fight, but a little more experience. In terms of pure experience, it's really worth it to fight green things usually, or it's best to fight green things. So they give like 3/4, but you get them defeated way faster. But anyhow, I don't like thinking about that kind of thing too hard. Here's where we are. We're gonna fight what's around. Walk around looking for ore, which doesn't come back too fast once you mine it. Like, you can be walking around for a long time and not see the same one come back that you got. Like, the ore appears in, like, defined areas, I guess, where the earth is pushing out ore, is how it works. Like, defined spots, but each one takes a pretty long time to come back. There's a pretty good amount of ore, like, it's a lot more plentiful in Turtle WoW, in my experience, than it is in, regular World of Warcraft, or at least than it was in regular classic World of Warcraft. Where are those murlocs? Oh, they're on these islands, I think, and on the shore up there. Got this Blood Rage ability, which gives us a little rage at the cost of some health. You probably should use it to be doing the most damage. I just haven't been. Well, if you're against things that are doing a lot, then it's not necessarily worth it. But anyway, oh, it's a guy fighting some crocodiles over there. A night elf is over there. No real reason to fight crocodiles. Ooh, level 22. We cannot. Ooh, it's a rare one. I might try to fight that. We'll see. It might not go well. But we have this really good axe, and we're making mincemeat of these, you know, boars and stuff. So we have health potions, which the same guy that gave us this axe kindly gave us. I can actually run away from one enemy to heal if I use hamstring, so that's an option if the health potion isn't enough. Let's get this bear away from him. That's they were just having a conversation over there. That's a big crocodile. I don't know. Hopefully that night elf won't see that giant crocodile. The gray thing around him, around his portrait there, bear with nothing, means he's a rare spawn and probably has special loot, which, as he's above our level, could be real good. Because the higher level something is, the better loot it drops. Okay, I'm gonna fight this boar here to get some rage. And then once we have full rage, well, I don't want to fight him, he's too close to that guy, but whatever. Not gonna use any of our abilities on this guy. Full rage, we can do a lot of damage. 5 minutes remaining, that's probably not gonna expire. Seconds, okay. Here we go. This could be tough. The people with the gray portrait are not necessarily that much stronger. Oh, it looks like this. He's not that much stronger. We'll see. This is worth trying everything we got on this guy. Hamstring. Run away a little. I think it's a good idea. I think it's working. That got us a little bit. Oh shoot! He freaking. I ran too far. Okay, he like reset because I ran too far away. Okay, we can try again. He gave us infected wound. That's not great, but he was probably gonna do that anyway. Okay, we're gonna have to find another board to get our rage back. We like had pretty bad luck and like missed a lot of attacks at the start of that. The hamstring and used bandage didn't really work because he reset too fast. Like, what's called the leash radius, like how far you can take them before they'll reset and go back on him, seems to be pretty small. Okay, full rage. The bandage thing wasn't useful. So I just have health potions to use, and that's pretty much it. But we were getting him down. I think had bad luck right at the start of that, and I was like, oh shoot, I can't do anything to this guy. But no, we just had bad luck. That. that one, number 7, is only comes up if the enemy dodges. Yeah, we're not even losing that hard to him. Will we even need the health potion? And in the arms tree, this number 7 is always like is 50% chance of getting a critical. Yes! Oh, and we leveled up. Wow, that was epic. Okay, that's not very good for us. Seafarer's pantaloons. But anyway, that was cool. That's not worth much. Alrighty. Cool. Epic. Have a seat next to our big killed crocodile. You can press Alt-Z to move the things for a big for a cool screenshot. Anyway, we leveled up. Our health came back. Onward. They're not all that high level, just that one special one. But we did get a talent point, which we will use to finish this dual wield specialization. Anyway, this is for using 2 weapons, which I'm doing because I haven't really done that before. I'm also, this is more of a personal thing. I feel like it's silly when someone's holding 2 swords, like no one ever really did that. Two weapon use is really not that common, other than people using like ninja things, which like the amount that people actually did that in history is pretty dubious, other than as sort of a martial art like performing kind of thing. Let's see. Oh, I didn't even use my sharpening stones. I'm a fool. That crocodile fight could have been a lot easier. Anyway, these will sharpen our weapons. So I'm not going to use anything in the offhand with my left hand other than a fist weapon, which is like brass knuckles or something, or which I had for a while, which is pretty funny, or a dagger, which in the era of people using rapiers, long thin swords, getting a lot of stuff right now. Do those not stack up? The bear. Chip. I don't know. Maybe not. Or I didn't get one before. I don't think I'm not going to be fighting a ton of crocodiles, so we'll get rid of that. People did use like a dagger. Like if you know they would have these daggers with like curved hilts that they could use to catch the other guy's rapier, and then kind of with like a flick of the wrist, like catch it between like the dagger and like its guard, and kind of take the guy's weapon away. Supposedly it was kind of a thing. Something that's silly is that gray items usually sell for more than white. I don't really know why. So if it's a white item that like you don't need and isn't worth anything on the auction house, it's like worse to keep to build up than a gray one. But anyway, dark iron dwarfs. These guys are funny. Fight some of these guys and see what their deal is. So yeah, sometimes you'll see my mouse clicking the abilities, and sometimes it'll just be me hitting the hotkey like you're supposed to. You can also see that I'm using WASD to move, mostly, which like most people use like if you click both mouse buttons, you go forward, and you can also rotate the camera much more easily. Like for PvP, it's kind of way better. But I don't know, it's kind of spastic looking to like watch a video of somebody playing that way. Not that like I generally do. I've like tried to learn. It's not that hard, but anyway. This is cool. This is like a big dam. You can go look off, you know, it's like holding this lake in basically. And we can go look off the edge here to see what's down there, which is so far below you can barely see it. Or there's kind of some levels, like the waterfall goes into there. These cool giant dwarf heads, isn't that nice? Anyway, and then down there, down to the wetlands, but that's kind of a slightly higher level area, not much. You can pretty much go right from Loch Modan to the wetlands if you want, but it's pretty wide, and it's kind of like a big swamp with not that much ore in it, except around the edges. Anyway. We'll fight a few of these guys, see if they drop much good stuff. Some enemies, like the kobolds in the human starting area, do drop like ore and stone, which I need. So they're good to fight. I don't know if these guys do particularly. We can't make wool bandages yet out of the wool cloth, but we will someday, so it's not too bad to have around. It also sells to the vendors, and well, usually in real WoW it sells on the auction house for a lot, but it does it in this. I think this game, surprisingly, this fan run game, does a better job at controlling people, like, you know, like buying gold with real money than the real one does. There's a copper vein, but it's guarded by these elite ogres, as you can see, with the golden dragon around, there is no way I can fight them, basically. The actual strength of elite monsters is somewhat variable. I don't think these Dark Iron guys, I don't know, they're just like a little crew of them hanging out there. I think there's a quest where they're trying to like blow up the dam, but they don't have like a mine that they're mining. So we're just gonna head back south here. So see, we're level 19. The experience in Turtle WoW goes at double the rate of regular WoW, so you'll level rather more quickly. And I think that's why they made there be a maybe more frequent ore, because otherwise you would like level faster than you would like level up your mining. Like you wouldn't find enough ore to keep up with like making stuff for the level that you were at, which is kind of frustrating. But anyway, we're gonna fight our way back down to where we were, back south to where. Oh, I didn't even fight the Murlocs. I thought they were along the shore here, but I guess they're only on that island. We'll go check it out. Get some clams maybe. See like how like many Murlocs attack you at a time if you fight the Murlocs. Anyway, level 16, level 15. That's not. We can take them pretty easily, even probably 2 or maybe 3 at a time. The thing with Murlocs is kind of like they're fairly weak individually. I don't really think that's worth much. Sagefish. No one bought my sagefish before. We're also fishing. We've got the fishing skill. Oh, that's worth fishing. Up. That's where you can get some. Let's jump out of the water, because that's the thing. A fish is attacking. It's a pretty weak fish. Weak fish is actually a real kind of fish. The fish is coming out of the water. Can't come that far. Okay. Oh. Copper vein over there. I guess we'll go get that. Never mind my phone going off. So we want to do some fishing. Let's see here. What can I make some space in my inventory to do some fishing? I can make some more bandages for now. Chunk of boar meat, chunk of boar meat. I don't think we need this. We're mostly past the level where chunk of boar meat does much for us. It doesn't sell for very much because it's a pretty low level recipe. We'll get rid of those. I wish I could feed them to a bear or something, but no. Anyway. Okay, made a little space. The floating debris thing you'll see like around it, like in the water randomly, and it basically has like a chance to give you, must equip our fishing rod, and then we can fish. Oh shoot, we've been attacked. We better put back on our axe and our sword. What is this guy doing on this island? This island is mostly Murlocs, isn't it? Is it not? I thought there were Murlocs here. Maybe I'm like totally misremembering and there's no Murlocs here. Okay, well, nuts to this if there's no Murlocs. I might go around to that copper vein, but whatever. Don't need that. Pretty low level item. Well, actually 15 item, but we have plenty of food. Put that back on. The fishing is a little difficult. I've talked about this like every time I've done it in this game. This bobber like goes down and splashes, and for some reason in Turtle WoW you can barely see it go down, like, but you hear the splash. There we go. Shit, I didn't click it. My fish got away. My debris got away. Kind of stupid. Kind of goes a random place when you cast it, but if it's like more or less near the like sort of on the edge of the circle, it's usually considered in. It's somewhat difficult to click on the thing. Like, my mouse is kind of breaking. I probably need a new one, and maybe one that's like better. But anyway, there's this splash. My fish got away. You can fish one of these like special fish spots like 2 or 3 times usually before it disappears, and like failing counts as a time. So it's somewhat tough. But these are worth it. You can get chests, you can get good items from them just completely randomly, like the floating debris, I mean. Even just fishing randomly when there's nothing can get you a fair amount of good stuff. Just kind of takes a while. Nice. We got a tightly sealed trunk. Still there. Let's go for more. I haven't really done that much fishing, so that's why the fish is getting away, aka the debris. But anyway, I'm in high enough level fishing to fish here without too much of an issue. If I click reasonably quickly. Got another. Still there. It's kind of hard to click it around the debris in particular, but it's okay. I think you can like recast it without like it counting as a try. Anyway, what we're looking for schools of oily blackmouth fish because those sell for a fair amount on the auction house in this, which is where I got most of the money that I currently have. I'm selling like 3 or 4 oily blackmouths. Inventory is full. Now you've got to be careful not to close this fish loot thing because I only have one of those. Just destroy that. Who cares? I have 84 silver now after buying my training. Yeah, trying to do this without. It's definitely outside the circle. Trying to do this without like play without selling things on the auction house or doing quests would be really hard because you basically wouldn't get very much money, and training your new abilities costs money, so you end up really hard up before you get anything that you can sell in the auction house for anything. And I don't like selling, like the ore sells for something, but like, whoopsie, that's still there. That's a long-lasting, large boar tusk. Was that more chunk? Oh yeah, let's get rid of the chunks of boar meat. Oh, there it goes. All right, let's see what we got. Copper, light leather. You might need that. You don't have to like. You don't have to like fill out like the whole. You don't have to like empty out the whole trunk basically. You can just empty it out later. Medium leather, light leather. That's fairly useful. Nice. We won't have to buy that on the auction house. I guess it's pretty reliable to get leather from these. Ooh, healing potions. As well as bolts of cloth. So I guess I can get leather from that. Otherwise, I was going to have to buy leather on the auction house, which is not that expensive. I don't need that much of it, but there's some random blacksmithing that still got the fishing rod equipped. Hit people with the fishing rod. Anyway. Where's that copper vein? It's kind of in the middle of this, like, large number of screeching guys. Where is it? Is it, like, right in the middle of all of them? It's probably not worth going over there for. Sagefish. Yeah, the oily blackmouths are worth, like, 40 silver each. I don't know why. Presumably something people use them for. Well, it's there. Looks like it fell from the sky like a meteor. Weird. See if we can just walk up to it without anything fighting us.
I'm out of range.
Yeah. I really hate these guys, kind of. They're just gross, like they're mostly naked in like a loincloth. Well, I'm in a loincloth too. But anyway, yeah. Got a little ore. I guess let's head back around the other side in case there's some ore in the bottom of the lake here. You know, I should be like fighting these guys. Oh, is that a chest? Yeah, there's a chest over there. Found us. Spotted us. Well, I'll fight those guys and then I'll get that chest. Anyway. I might play until I'm level 19 this time. Don't need that. There's 3 guys over there, so that's a reasonable... Yeah, these guys are like, some of them are gray, so... Oh, shoot. Only those 2 guys came. That's odd. I thought they would all come. Yeah, if there's gray guys here, like some of them are gray and they won't give experience, so it's not really worth fighting guys that are that low level. Some of them are level 14 and they do, but if it's a mix, it's not really... You're kind of too high level for it. It's easy, of course. He's just gonna find a friend over there in the tent there. We're just gonna bring that guy over. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. We embarrassingly need to use a health potion on these low-level guys, so we do not freaking die. Necessarily worth it, because those are pretty hard to come by, versus just dying and coming back. But whatever. That's goofy. We haven't died yet because of our very good weapon and these health potions. Otherwise, we probably would have died. And are being careful and pulling the higher level ones in that mine that we were in before over with the bow. Anyway, we will see if we can get to level 19 or shining copper cuffs. That's a jewel crafting ability, recipe rather. We don't really need that. See if there's anything good in this chest here. It's a pretty low level chest because it's in a low level area, so maybe not, or whatever. Don't really need that. It's not worth very much. Coarse stone. We'll go for it. Okay. Nice. It's the kind of stone we need. Let's see. Oh, some copper over there. We're kind of like across the other side of the lake now from where we were before. But anyway. We're gonna bypass that one in the interest of time. And go straight, swim straight for, you know, swimming is somewhat slower than walking. A lot of copper. There's no shortage of copper, as you can see. I already have some, like I have some in the bank as well, in the in-game bank, the deposit box, I suppose. I've deposited a bunch of chunks of copper. It's really looking at my guy's butt here while I'm swimming around. Anyway, pretty stupid we wearing those loincloth. Whatever. Malachite. The malachite's not worth that much, but you have to destroy one of these bandages. Plenty of those. You have to take everything from mining it once in order to mine it again. Anyway, go back up so we don't run out of breath. And then we will swim over that one, making our way back over toward the other side of the lake. Copper deposit by copper deposit. As you can see, as I said, there's a fair number in the lake because there's not that many people swimming around it. Anyway. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There's a lot of copper. It's leading us a bit astray from the direction we want to be heading. So I don't need that malachite, but we might find more malachite, so I'll just destroy some linen cloth. Getting plenty of that. Really leveling a little past where it's good for anything. Looks a little funky when he's mining underwater, I know. Sometimes he swims and sometimes he doesn't. That's just how it is. That's not Turtle Wow's fault. It's like that in the original. The swimming up animation, like, you can kind of press spacebar to jump up through the water, or you can, like, point yourself upwards and swim upwards. You kind of have to use the, like, move. You can see my cursor disappears. You kind of have to change your direction while you're swimming with the pressing 2 mouse buttons thing. I don't really know if there's another way to do it. Anyway. Mining. They're mining underwater. That is really not something you can do in real life, but I suppose I'm just superhuman. Yeah. Well, I think, you know, it's always like, oh, they're not just humans. They're fantasy humans. They're stronger than regular humans. They're like orc strong, like humans, almost. Anyway. We are swimming over this way. Yeah, this is, you know, the FPS here, the frame rate is not so good. We'll swim over to that one. A little more representative of what it was like playing as a kid on a bad computer. A little more, not really even that close. But anyway, you can see in the earlier videos it wasn't this bad. But anyhow, it probably won't be in the future either, because I will have restarted my computer at some point. I can try like hibernating and whatever. This is interesting. Anywho, I don't exactly know how to clear the RAM or the page file or the whatever using Photoshop a lot does, which ends up slowing me computer down. Like even after I close it and like close everything else. It's also like having a bunch of Chrome windows open seems to have the same effect. It like caches or like saves some things in case you want to reopen all those windows you had open and then closed, which maybe I do, but whatever. Yeah, so we're gonna get to level 20 or almost here. I might head back down to the Redridge Mountains just to kind of walk around, because when I was there before, actually, yeah, I don't think I was level 18 yet, so I couldn't use this fun, good axe. I can probably guillotine axe. I can probably do a little better, well, much better there now than I could before, because I couldn't fight much when I was there before. Let me just check on this mine again, and then we will head that way. Nothing in there that I'm seeing. It's a tin vein down here, though. Let's go get that. We'll walk a little closer to get a sniff of the whole place. Yeah, I don't really see anything. You don't see it on the whole map. Like, you have to be, like, it stays for, like, further away than, like, you have to be fairly close for it to appear, and then it kind of will stay there even if you move away. I fell in the same hole as I did before. Anyway. Looking for the ore. Oh, another. What do you need, young dwarf? Old dwarf?
Recently, just before the trogs surfaced within the site. I don't care. I don't want to be in the site with the trogs.
Oh, there's a guy we can sell stuff to. Handy. It's a clothier, but we can sell him anything. However, we have some clothes to sell. Native pants of the owl, seafarer's pantaloons, as well as some spider fangs that I suppose you can use to decorate things. We can sell him these linen bandages. We can just make more. Sell him that pouch. We already have a few extra pouches for... Well, you can have like one extra bag for cheap, like attached to the bank. Sounds stupid to describe, but you'll see. Okay. Those bears are too low level to be worth fighting. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna walk back over to Thelsamar at the moment, when I can turn some of my ore into metal bars and then fly off to the Redridge Mountains, and walk around there a little and see how well I can do. And then I will go to the other continent, the other side of the ocean. Actually, I guess I have to go through the wetlands to get there, to take a boat. Because unlike the Horde, humans don't have zeppelins. The Horde gets to take a big fancy zeppelin from one continent to the other, right between their major cities. The Undercity of the Undead and Orgrimmar of the Orcs. humans have to take a boat between a very faraway place, Menethil Harbor, at the other side of the wetlands from here, and a place kind of, sort of, neat, like in the Night Elf secondary starting area. It's a lot less convenient. It's pretty nice how the gnome rogue here. Hillop. I meant to type hello, but whatever. The setups for the Horde and Alliance are pretty different. Like, they're not just like mirrored in a different place, you know what I mean? It's well done. And that's what's really nice about it. Like, it's not like other games where it's like blue team, red team, and they're like the same, just different colors. Like, they're actually really different. There's like an entire class, paladins, that only the Alliance has, and then one shamans that only the Horde has. In Classic, they changed it like as soon as they could, because people were like annoyed about it, I guess, for like gamer reasons. But anyway, like, oh, it's so unfair, we can't do this, or like whatever. Like, not that it prevents you from doing things, but they are pretty different. Like, shamans kind of do more damage, but can't wear like the heaviest metal armor. But they're both cool. Shamans are kind of like harder to play, whereas like paladins are really easy, in a way. It's pretty hard to die. Like, they can heal themselves, and they can wear the heaviest armor, and like they have a bubble that shields them for like long enough that they can like click their ruby slippers and like go back to their wherever. Oh, he's mining things. This dwarf hunter is mining things. Anyway. So we took our copper vein that we saw on the map there. Anyway, yeah, we're heading back to the dwarven town of Thelsamar right now, where we will do a little cooking. And, what are we most short on? We need one more spider eye core, and then we can use all our bear meat, whatever. This animal's here pretty low level. There's more animals in Redridge Mountains, as well as there's definitely murlocs there. I know that for a fact, from having fallen victim to them, many a time. Take a little leap down there. There's a forge over here, as you can see. Time to do some smelting. Yes, we can make some tin. The flight down to the Redridge Mountains is rather long, but you fly over a lot of cool looking stuff. Anyway, this smelting process also takes a rather long time. You can only access the bank in the capital cities as well as the various goblin cities. You can access the same bank between them all. Like, you know, you put stuff in one place and take it out in another. But anyway. Yeah, so I'm wondering if I want to go back to the capital city, and I don't think so. We don't have that much like built up stuff in our inventory, really. Get rid of these trunks in a minute. Or rather, open them and collect all the stuff out of them and stack it up. This is taking a little bit of a while. I can sip my dragon fruit energy drink from Walmart. It's one of those ones that comes in like a pouch, like a little packet that you pour in a water bottle. It's like $1.78 for 10 of them. And they each have 120 milligrams of caffeine, which is like a borderline dangerous amount to be selling together in a box. Like, if you poured them all into one water bottle, that would be like 1/10 enough caffeine to kill you if you were like a healthy adult. Well, 1/10 enough caffeine to have a 50% chance of killing you. The LD50. To be scientific about it. Lethal dose 50. Anyway, so 1/10 of that is probably enough to kill some people who have a weak you know, hard or whatever. Okay, this makes 2 bronze bars per time we do it. We can do it 11 times, but let's only do it 10, so that we have 1 full stack of bronze bars. Anyhow, that'll be nice. Actually, I can see if there's anything I can make right now, because if we can make some stuff and use up some of our bronze and our stone and level up and then sell the stuff that we don't need, we can have some more space in our bags here. I've always wished that it showed the bags on your character like dangling from you, like jangling if they're like full, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we don't need that right now. Be good. Take the light leather, take that. Take the light leather, medium leather, woolen cloth, light leather, healing potions. Nice to have some of those, which are lower level, those healing potions, but often you just need like a little bit more health than you have. Don't need bolts of woolen cloth, don't need bolts of linen cloth. Just need the raw stuff for some reason. Leather we might need, so we'll keep that. Don't need these. Anyway. Time to do some blacksmithing. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's like, wow, that's just enough light leather to make 6 of these. I'm also doing the blacksmithing quests, which are neat. They're pretty hard, actually. Actually, it's more than enough light leather for that. I was gonna have to buy some on the auction house to do that. 4 heavy copper mauls, alrighty. What is he talking about? I'm just desperately... What? God. Oh, I thought he was trying to give us stuff, like to free up bag space. He just thought we were talking to him when we were saying time to do some blacksmithing. Smelted my ores and made heavy linen bandages. Me too. Roast beast is very loud. I don't know, that's my characterization. Roast beast. They call me that because I'm a monster. Anyway. Let's see. I'm looking for trade supplies, which I'll need. Actually, I don't want to do that now. Because then I'll have to carry these heavy copper mauls around in my inventory, and they don't stack up. Let's see. Rude copper belt and copper bars. I don't know if I want to do that. Well, I can make coarse grinding stones anyway. Which turns 2 coarse stone into 1 coarse grinding stone, so that condenses it a little. Yeah. I've got enough copper bars. Oh no, I need a lot more copper bars. Shoot, I shouldn't have turned all that copper into bronze. Boy. Forget if I have any more copper in the bank. I don't think I do. Because I turned it all into these rough copper belts that I need for the rune copper belts. I made 4 of those. I need to make 4 heavy copper mauls. The rest of the blacksmithing plans that I get from that are not particularly good, but whatever. I need 12. I need 48 copper bars. Okay. Well, I have the leather anyway. It's not particularly good, but it'll level up our blacksmithing. And give us some experience from finishing a quest. It's not all that, like, much, but I just like to do those quests. That's gonna fly us around to Ironforge and Stormwind and Lakeshire anyway. So, yeah, I guess let's just fly there and then take the subway. Not particularly to save the few coins, but I think it's faster. And yeah. Anyhow. Yeah, I think I got my new warrior abilities at level 18. I believe I did. Anyhow, I don't think there's particularly anything we need to go do. I might put some stuff in the bank in Ironforge because it's kind of on the way to the train. I can put these gems in the bank that I got. That's good. Anyhow, yeah. We are roast beasting. Yeah, I was gonna do, the other big thing besides quests and killing things is doing dungeons, which is where you group up with 5 people. Raids is when it's more than 5. Much later in the game, only at max level in level 60 in classic. But anyway, there's the first dungeon that Alliance can do is at level sort of 16 to 22. Is the Dead Mines, also known as VC for Van Cleef, because abbreviating Dead Mines DM is the same as Dire Maul, a later level dungeon. Anyway, the Dead Mines, which is a fun one. It has a pretty good equipment in it, and it's a mine, so there's ore to be had. And there's miners who drop ore sometimes, I think. We can go make 1 ruined copper maul anyway and put that in the bank. Now, but I'm only going to do the dungeons like once. A lot of people kind of just level up by doing the dungeons over and over. Yes, sir. We need 1. We need 2. Weak flux. Thank you. Maybe a little much to say time to do some blacksmithing every time I open this panel, but it's fairly funny, so I'm gonna leave that how it is. Made 1 heavy copper maul. Nice. Okay. I'm going the wrong way. I love this cool forge with the pouring molten metal and stuff. It's very neat. The big anvil. That's the throne room. King Magni Bronzebeard. We don't have anything to talk to him about at present. Yeah, so I was only going to do each dungeon once on this guy. And, like, that means that, like, if we get at least to, like, the first boss and then people, like, leave, like, I'm not going to do it again. Like, 1 try, So I wanted to do it at like level 20 when I'm going to be like contributing a good amount and like possibly can like tank if the tank leaves so we can finish. But I should keep a shield around for that. If I find a good one. Right, the bank. Some pumpkins because it's Halloween, Dwarfoween. They're like the size they are. Anyway, oh, I do have some more copper in here. Do I have enough? 20, 25, 35, 40. Yeah, I think I do. Oh, shoot. Okay, sweet. Let's go finish that. The final thing, I don't have enough to make the thing that it lets you make, which requires more copper bars. I'm not even high enough level blacksmithing. Will I be? I will be after I make the copper mauls. Anyway, I need the light leather. I don't need that or that rough stone at the coarse stone at the moment. I don't need the bronze. I don't need the tin. I don't need the rough stone. Okay. Anyhow, let's I don't need these either at the moment. I may later. Those are for Westfall stew, the recipe for which you only get from a quest in Westfall, which is the human secondary area that I didn't spend much or any time in, have not yet been to. That's where the Dead Mines is. But they added an NPC in this expansion because people are leveling really quickly and might not get to all the quests before they're like out of level for where they're good to do. So they added a guy by the cooking trainer who sells the various recipes you get from quests. So I think I can get the recipe for Westfall stew. Anyhow, we're gonna finish this blacksmithing quest right here and now. Need 6 more weak fluxes. 6. Off with you. Oh, I have to turn more of the copper into bars. Anyhow, yes. The Iron Forge breastplate it lets us make is a little better than what we have on now, and every little bit counts. It's not really a revolution, but whatever. There is a good item that we can make soon. I don't really recall how soon, but soon. Anyway. Oh, I can smelt silver, so I can certainly mine silver. Nice. Alrighty. If I happen to see any. It's a little bit higher level than, as you can see, it's still yellow, than we are presently. Anyhow, I'm gonna make those coppers. Yeah, so I only want to do dead mines once I'm level 20. So that might be the next thing. I'm gonna get to level 20 here. Make all of these copper mauls. Then I'll have to go back, and I don't even remember who I got this quest from. I think somebody in Iron Forge. But anyway, to go back to the bank and get all the copper belts that I need to go with it. And then turn that in. And then nice. Okay. Who is it? Werner Osgood. Oh, it's in Redridge. Okay. Well, that worked out precisely perfectly. Yes, I have to take it back to the Smith in Lakeshire, the main human town, well, the only human town, the human town in Redridge Mountains, in the Redridge Mountains. Yeah, so I'm gonna do the dead mines at level 20, hopefully with some good people who will take it all the way to the end. Which the fun thing about this is that when, Blizzard released Classic WoW, and then, which was like about 15 years after the original release, most of the people playing were like pretty familiar with it. Like they'd been playing WoW for a long time, or they'd played it when it originally came out, or they'd played on like the original servers, on private servers of classic World of Warcraft, and they were all very familiar with it. And like, even though I'd been playing it like World of Warcraft for a pretty long time on and off, they like, knew like everything by heart. And so people would just kind of like mechanically go through the dungeons really fast. And there was like no chance of having any trouble really. Well, in theory, people kind of sometimes tried to play better than, they necessarily were, or their equipment allowed at that time. But anyway, or they like weren't like even really paying attention and ended up in trouble. Oh, I didn't need to come back here. Oh yeah, I wanted to see if I can learn any new blacksmithing techniques. You can interest me in some blacksmithing techniques. Ooh, sharpened main hand fist weapon. I don't need that. I need an offhand fist weapon. Thick war axe. Don't need that. Bronze bruiser. Ooh, that'll be good. Level 120 blacksmithing and requires level 20. Yeah, they added a number of blacksmithing recipes too, which is exciting because they were a bit sparse, honestly, in the original game. One of my main things I wish there were more of, I guess. That's pretty nice. So that's a lot better than our current offhand thing, which is 7.2 attack power or DPS. Okay, cool. Good to look forward to once I get to. Oh, I can learn some other things from him. I wonder why he teaches different things from the other one. That's funny. They must have sort of added that. Anyway. Neat. Okay. I guess I'll check in with the different blacksmithing traders to see what they can teach me. Cool. That really was not the case in Classic. Original Blizzard Classic. Yeah, I always, and I think everyone always sort of wished for this, like, basically that Blizzard would, like, have, like, fleshed out, like, original Classic more, like, kept filling it in with more stuff at all the different levels and more quests to do and different ways to go through it and whatever, and more classes and whatever, but they kind of just kept making, like, new worlds to explore and, like, leaving the previous world the same as it was, and then, because that was the case, they didn't keep making, like, right after, I'm getting all confused. Okay, I'm gonna go down to, I'm a little far from 120 blacksmithing, like, I'm only at 100, so we're not there quite yet. Yeah, we'll get that, and then we'll go be really hitting things in the dead mines. I might install a DPS meter so I can compare how well I'm doing with my homemade equipment to people who are playing normally. Anyway, yeah, so in Original Classic, people were very familiar with everything. I'm like going in circles because I'm trying to talk while doing whatever. Right. The Tinkertown. That's the home of the gnomes. Well, the home in exile after the Trogs and green gnomes took over their real home, Nomuragon. Very sad. That's a level 30 something dungeon. Or like high 20s, low 30s. Anyway, really long one. But a lot of cool stuff in it. It's like really like a city that, like, it's like real, like a big, like destroyed sort of city like this one, but like destroyed. It's a cool idea. Like, you feel like they made it and they were basically like, we don't really need like two like cities like right now, because it's in the same, it's like across the same region as like I'm in Dunmoreau. It's like over here. Here's Ironforge where I am. It's like over here. They were like, we don't need two cities here, so let's turn this one into a dungeon. It's a funny idea. But yeah. People are really familiar. Can we get onto the train before it leaves? People really familiar with, like, nice, we made it. Everything. And everyone used, like, this add-on questy that told you how to do all the quests and whatever. And, like, you would see people, like, doing quests, and it would be like, but being like, you turned in this quest, and, like, it was just very, like, annoying, like, if you were trying to just play the game and, like, not be reminded of, like, that everyone else was kind of just, like, plowing through it with, like, a guide as fast as they could. And, like, it was just, people were, like selling, like, running your characters through dungeons while you, like, if you go into the same dungeon and, like, you're with a higher level person and they kill things and you just, like, stand there, walk, like AFK, it gives you experience regardless. So people would just, like, pay somebody in-game money, which usually they were buying with real life money, which then Blizzard went and, like, made actually allowed by, like, buying subscription tokens, and then, like, you can sell them on the auction house. Anyway, it was just annoying for a number of reasons. But in this, like, people, for one thing, don't seem to be using that, like, questy add-on, which tells you how, like, directs you to all the quests so you don't have to read anything. They don't seem to be using that, or at least they're not, like, spamming the chat with its notifications. It's just me spamming the chat with my character's sayings. But, like, and I think because this is free, there's, like, a lot of people who are just new to it, and so they're like, I've never done this stuff before, or whatever, and that's a lot more fun, really. Why is he crying? I don't know. League of Arathor Embassy. I don't even know what that is. I think that's a new thing they added. Oh, let me go check. Turned around. If these blacksmithing trainers can teach me anything interesting, who knows? This is fun. They'll teach the same thing in regular World of Warcraft. Okay, so I guess the journeyman ones all teach the same thing, maybe. They teach a few, I don't know, there's more stuff here. Nifty, nifty, nifty. Silver skeleton key is somewhat useful, although usually rogues will be there to open whatever you need opened. Though sometimes you're like out and about and you will find like a locked chest, and if you're not a rogue, the only way to get in is a skeleton key, which only blacksmiths can make and use, I believe. But I'm not going to make any of them at the moment. Maybe I should before I go to Dead Mines, because there's sometimes locked chests in there. Or I will if our party doesn't have a rogue in it. But the other thing I learned to make, silver rods, like an enchanter needs to like make a, like take a basic silver rod that I make and then make a magic silver rod that they kind of use as a magic wand to do their enchanting. Through like a certain number of levels before they need a gold one. So it's we're heading to the flight master so we can fly to Redridge in our loincloth and leg guards. You know, I mean that's basically what Roman soldiers wore, like guards on the upper leg on the sides, which like if you have a shield in the front and like you know, that's basically the only place that somebody's gonna hit you is like from the sides, with the big shields Roman legionaries had. So it's, you can be a lot faster moving and lighter weight. I mean, Italy's hot. If you don't have a full, you know, suit of leg armor, but I don't have a shield. It's not that warm here. Anyway, we'll see how long we end up using these, being in these short pants. It's literally a loincloth and leg guards. Anyhow, yes, it's probably quicker than laggy. A little laggy here. Anyway, this is a real 2004 experience for people, sort of. My computer could certainly play this game normally if I wasn't also recording video at the moment. That puts a little bit of stress on it because this is not a gaming computer. As I said, though, it's typically fine. I just did something weird by having a bunch of stuff open before, and I need to shut down to reset my stuff. It's not having any problems making the recording as far as I can tell. Just rendering the game. Anyhow, flying on this nice griffin, just probably chapping our raw thighs somewhat. I can't imagine that their fur / feathers are too comfortable. Anyhow, yeah, that's low frame rate. What are we at here? It doesn't say. I thought it said it there. There's like some hotkey to see it, but whatever. We got some nice like 8 to 10 FPS going on here, maybe. Perfectly. It was fine when we were sitting there killing things. It's just when you're flying, it's got to load a lot more stuff as you're going through. Coming into the Redridge Mountains. Yeah, so we're gonna turn in that quest to Werner Osgood. Turn in those 4 belts and 4 mauls, and he will give us the plans for the Ironforge breastplate, which doesn't really make sense because he's down here in the Redridge Mountains, but whatever. It's a dwarf that tells you to deliver the goods to him. Anyhow. And then we will head off. There's a really cool sort of big orc castle here. It's like elite orcs, like the ogres were in the other area, so I can't do anything with them, but there he is. Hello. Yes, you can help me. Nice. What's the other quest? Is that... yeah, I don't think that's like a blacksmithing profession quest specifically. I think anyone can do that one. let us read those plans and memorize them. Alrighty. Now we have a little bit short on the copper to do that, but we'll probably get that pretty quick. But there's what I always thought was funny was there's like, if you go up this way, there's like an orc who stands like right by the road and like attacks you if you just happen. It's probably what, there's a corpse right there. It's probably what happened to that guy. These graves are what happens when like a hardcore character dies. It's a common place to die. You see, there's lots of people dying. This orc is like a real like menace to people. See, there's like 2 of them right here, right on the road. It's very funny. They really get. It's like the first like really hard like oh screw like oh shoot like that'll happen. You know, it's a real ambush. And they did a lot of things like this in lower level areas that they didn't really do in higher level ones. Funnily. But maybe they'll add them in Turtle WoW. They can do whatever they want. They're kind of getting sued by Blizzard at the moment. Just trying to shut them down. Oh shoot, these heal. Yeah, that's why I was having such a time here. These guys heal themselves. They shoot lightning bolts. They're really tough. You see how much like more work this is taking me than it was for those trogs? Those guys are a menace. The Redridge Mystics. That's a gnoll. It's not a trog. They're kind of a wolf man. Anyway, we will head down south, actually, on the other side of this bridge and river, because there are some murlocs, I believe, over there, and as well as some animals we can get some meats and goods from. Forgot to do my cooking, but I still have plenty of food, including 5 chunks of boar meat I didn't notice that I had. Do not need the boar meat. Anyway, there's some boars, as you can see. There's also like dragon whelps around here that are funny to fight, and they have a really tiny chance of dropping like a pet dragon whelp, which is really cool. So I like to fight them. Great Gortusk is who we're chopping apart at the moment. Liver, boar meat, intestines, they have all sorts of meat. Very handy if you're a hunter with a pet that you have to feed meats to. Anyhow, we could make some grinding stone. You know what? Let's do that. We're not going to use the coarse stone. We're going to make a slightly. Well, we don't have. We put away our rough stone. Whatever. We'll get some in a minute. To improve our weapons a little bit. Oh yeah, before I also couldn't fight these birds. The birds were too strong for me.
I need to get closer.
The dire condors. There's a guy. Oh, he's probably going for the copper ore. It's nice, it's another warrior. Well, he can have the copper ore. She, excuse me. As she so kindly helped us with that bird. No, this is actually also... Okay, I swear I'm not wrong. There's totally murlocs somewhere. There definitely are on the other side of the lake. But I thought there were some on this side as well. I'm literally getting so, like, shown up. There they are. They're little murloc huts. Okay, they're kind of around that way. I don't want to swim over to them. We could cook over the Gnoll's cooking pot there, but don't really want to fight a bunch of those guys. There aren't any of the mystics who heal themselves and shoot thunderbolts down on this side of the lake, but nonetheless, it's pretty high-level murlocs, as you can see, and they're all really freaking close together. And I think some of them heal themselves as well, if I recall correctly. So they're pretty tough critters, those murlocs. I'm gonna kind of explore out to the west here a little bit and see if there's maybe a cave of some kind or whatever. There's generally more ore in areas that are rocky or mountainous. And it's the Redridge Mountains, so there's a good amount. Sort of. Not as much as Loch Modan, maybe. That was pretty mountainous too, as you could recall. It's always odd. The dragon whelps have money. They have coins. They presumably engage in some kind of economic activity with each other. I don't even know if I want to bother. The Murlocs tend to be real trouble. They run away. They like run away from you like super fast when they get low on health, and then they like. This one doesn't run away too fast. Take that. Why not? Some of the recipes are really valuable. Not usually the lower level ones, but anyway.
I'm out of range.
To see what each of these guys do. Oh, I think he just shoots frost bolts. Shoot. Yeah, shooting frost bolts at us. To run away to get him to walk over here. And then we have to walk up to him. He's hitting us with frost bolts the whole way. Ow. Darn. Alrighty. Tough Murloc fighting to be done. Might have to use one of those random health potions we just got. Let's get around to the other side. Oh, he used up all his mana. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, if you get around to the other side of things, they tend to run, like, away from, you know, where they're fighting right now. Or, like, in the opposite of where they are right now. You know what I mean? In the opposite direction to the way they're facing when you're fighting them is how they run away, usually. So you can turn them around to get them to run, like, away from the other Murlocs. That's pretty tough, though. The Frostbolt guys. Like, if I was fighting one another and was standing there frostbolting me, it would be a bad thing. Wouldn't be a good situation. Murloc Flesh Eater. Flesh-eating Murlocs. Got two of those guys. You can see that our arrows really don't do anything. Warriors do not really do much. They don't have any, like, special things that they do with, like, guns the way hunters do. People have always kind of wished they did, but whatever. They mostly just use them for, like, getting people to come over. You get a little damage on them while they're coming over. I have a really weak bow, because I just randomly, and honestly, luckily, happened to get one. Because, like, from a random enemy. It's even called, like, broken bow, so I don't know how I'm using it at all. No, it's cracked. It still works. Broken bow, I think, is a random gray item that doesn't work. Let's make a few bandages to use. Oh, I should have hit up the first aid trainer to learn. I can probably learn how to make wool bandages, which are better. Anyway, I don't know if there's a particular reason to fight these Murlocs at the moment. It's not like there's any ore I'm looking for here. I don't really see that they are guarding any Murloc chests, so we will move on from there. This road here, so there's another of the ones that shoots frost bolts. Murloc Miner Tide Collar. Wouldn't want to meet a big one, I suppose. Some stronger beasts down that way. Oh, there's a copper vein. We will see if that's into the domain of the elite orcs. You can see one of them up there. Those are just regular orcs, but up there it's tough ones. Can charge that guy to not have to take a bunch of frost bolts in the face before we get to him. They may even heal themselves also, jeez. Lucky if they didn't, I suppose. Copper vein, where's that copper vein? It's probably just over there among the Murlocs over there. Work our way over there. That one, I think, is among that tin, unfortunately, is probably among the elite orcs up there who we can't really fight at the moment. Not really hitting this guy. Getting unlucky. Missing. There we go, that's a big hit. you know, you can sometimes just get unlucky as a warrior and miss, and freaking die. Anyway, sweet nectar for level 25. Why did that guy drop that? Whatever. Drinking some sweet nectar. Okay, looks like that copper is around here, so anyhow, copper here, copper there. That one's probably also guarded by murlocs. As you can see, they're kind of over on the other side there. Maybe it's not. Ooh, maybe we go grab that one. Ah, we might not go grab that one, since we'll have enough to make our special breastplate after delicious cave mold. Can't eat that cave mold yet. Tough stuff. Really gotta chew it. Gotta be level 25 strong to chew that cave mold. One of the fun things about warriors is that the charge goes up cliffs that normally you... Oh shit, shootly doodle. We got 2 frost bolts coming at us now. Oh yes, he heals himself for like all of his health. Okay, this is a little tough. They will run out of mana though. They don't have very much mana. Got him. Ow. He's out of mana. Alrighty. Make sure he doesn't run, or try to make sure he doesn't run that way at that guy. He's recovered some mana to do another frostbolt, but we got him. Didn't run away because he was busy trying to hit us with a frostbolt. There's the copper vein. Nice. Okay. A lot of tin in there, but as I said, ooh, chance of fighting those guys. Not against the rules to like join a random group that happen to be walking by to fight them, if there happened to be one, but whatever. Make sure we don't detract the ire of the attention of any of them. Not going to swim across for their copper vein because that's a ways away. We will... There keeps being copper into the somewhat higher level areas, like even after you really need much of it. Dire Condor. Dragon Whelp. This area is full of things that fly. Inventory's full. Those are probably worth... Oh, just gotta open these clams, which are like treasure chests. They don't stack up. You must open them all to get the meat. Oh, that's probably the same person. They're competing for ore here, I suppose. Probably head away from whatever she's up to. I think she's probably on a quest that involves killing the black dragon whelps. I think there is one, and if there isn't, I bet they added it. That's back up toward the castle, that tin. Yeah, as you see, our experience bar turned to purple here, which means we are out of rested experience, which doubles the experience that you get from killing monsters. She's following us. No, she's heading the same way we're heading, because we're both after the ore, probably. There's some regular orcs, not too bad. Fight these guys. Not elite orcs. Probably fight these guys. Enemies with shields, like, it's not just like how they look, like they really do have higher armor and like a chance to block you. Like, it's really like a player with a shield equipped, pretty much. It's kind of neat that way. As you see, we kind of took some more damage. He is level 20 though. Bandage ourselves up before the next one. Kind of racing her over here, I think. Maybe she'll let us have this copper vein. This guy's doing a lot to us, actually. He doesn't run away. These guys... Oh no, they do run away. They become enraged and then they run away. Huh. Usually things do one or the other. Where's the copper vein? I'm standing right on it. There it is. Anyway, there's tin up there. We'll head up that way. Yeah, we ran out of rested experience. Which in original regular WoW, you get rested experience, like this little tick thing, like will move along the bar for how rested you are. Like when you're in an inn or in a city. And so, you know, when you're like done playing, you'll log out there. And like if you're doing quests and fighting things, it doesn't affect the quest experience, which is probably about half of the experience you get normally. Though it's not that much faster than just fighting things, surprisingly, because, oh, he put us in a net before he ran away. Shoot him with a few arrows. Anyway, our arrows don't do too much. They never do, but they do, like, really not much. Because we don't have good stuff. We don't have a good bow, really. But, what was I freaking saying? Yeah, the rested experience. But they added these tents that give you rest experience really fast. Like if you stand in a tent for a few minutes, you'll, or, I don't know, like 10 to 20 or 30 minutes, like your rested meter will like move, you know, pretty much the whole, like you can't get it along that far. Like it'll only go out like a level and a half ahead of where you are at maximum. So it's kind of good because it makes you take breaks and whatever. You only learn to make the tents, I think, that they added around level 30. But people usually put one down in front of Stormwind, the major city. I'm not going to go back there right now because we're like almost finished. And like at the low levels, it's not necessarily worth it to keep going back and getting more rest because obviously traveling there takes time that you could just use to fight more things. But ooh, some copper and tin over this way. I don't think that warrior woman came over this way, so this should be all ours. Yummy, yummy. Let's near some more. Not a minor tide collar, a full-on tide collar. Oh boy. Well, we'll see how close we can get without. Oh wait. All right, it's up this way. I think. I don't think it's down there. As you get higher level, like the leveling takes longer, so you'll stay rested for. Oh, we can't fight that guy at all. That's a level 24 guy. A Shadowhide warrior. I don't think we can get around him either. Okay, well we're somewhat stymied in the getting of these ores. Never mind, we'll head back down this way. Darn. Okay. Get some blood rage to get some rage to do my while I'm walking around. Yeah, so in the earlier videos I kept having to go back and get more rested experience by hanging out in a tent. I think it's silly that I keep saying this, that you hang out in a tent outside the city and that gets you more rest than like okay, I'm guessing I can't fight whatever's here. Usually a keep will be some higher level stuff, though I don't see anything at the moment. Don't know, it is abandoned. Weird. Usually there's nothing that's just like empty of things. But maybe this is an area they're working on. Don't know. Okay. We found about that area over there. Seems to be, oh, there's a cave down there on the map. We can go down that way. Sure. I think that's the tin that we couldn't get to. We're coming up on level 20 here. I might walk through the wetlands tonight as well.
Enough rage. Need more rage.
You only have to do it once, and then you can fly there from somewhere else. But it's fairly far even flying. Anyhow, yeah. So getting 2 levels in a day is leveling pretty darn quickly. It's double experience, so it'd only be 1 level. But as you see, it hasn't taken all that long. I was starting from a little ways up, level 18, but not that far. But you really get stuck in, and I'm doing pretty good damage with that axe the guy gave me, so it's going pretty well at the moment. I haven't died a single time today. I don't see any ore in that cave, but sometimes you have to get a little closer before you see it. I don't think that warrior woman's been through here, or everything would be defeated. Or at least you'd see some enemy corpses on the ground. Fighting 2 of these guys at once might be tough. As you can see, they're doing about 1/3 of our health, so 2 hitting us at once would do 2/3 before we killed 1, and then might be about okay for the last one. But
It's too far away.
not sure. Might just where does our Hearthstone take us? Still to Lakeshire, to the town in this area. So, we're missing him a lot. We can use our Hearthstone, which is sort of like Ruby Slippers, to magically go back to whatever inn we set as our home, where I wish I could hang out and get the rest experience instead of sitting in a tent, but whatever. I think this guy's far enough from anything that we can just charge him. No, yeah, I don't see any ore in this cave from outside. I'll maybe step into it to see fully the details. Might not be a very deep cave. Often that's the case. Stuck in a net, stuck in a net, stuck in a net. Luckily, he's just hiding over in that rock there. Anyway. Let's see. Oh, shoot. Ouch, gave us a big whack. Ooh, this guy's doing a lot. He's level 21. Yeesh, he's doing a lot. Might have to health potion. We'll see. I think we'll be okay. He'll probably start running away. Woo, that was close. It's easy to make a mistake and be like, he'll start running away, and then he gets you with a critical hit or something. We only had like 30 health after the end of that. Let's have some more spider sausage, because we're not well fed anymore. We lost our little slice of cheese sign of health icon there. I will drink some more of my energy. Dragon fruit energy drink. It's a 0 calorie. I really don't know how I should recommend it to anyone who doesn't like already drink things with caffeine in them. But whatever. Oh, that's 3 dudes standing there. Yeah, I don't think it's a very deep cave though. It's kind of just those 3 guys hanging out in there. Okay. Fighting these orcs is fairly fun. They're pretty high level. Reasonable chance of getting some nice items from them, I think, if we get lucky. We will just fight these guys and kind of explore over this way that we're facing that we didn't come from. We came in the opposite way, so we'll see if there's any ore on the other way. The other way out of here. Yeah, so this leveling's going a lot quicker than it was before. We got some new abilities. Well, thanks to selling a few oily blackmouth fish, we afforded some abilities. Before we were kind of gimped, as they say, from not having all of our abilities purchased or paid for the training, you know. Can't get any student loans for your warrior training, unfortunately. If you like ask people in the chat, they might be nice enough to give you some money, but it's kind of a lot. It's like 20, 30, 40 silver per thing. And you know, you get trained in like rank 5 like rank 1, rank 2, rank 3 of a given ability, and they cost like as much as a new ability, so it's fairly expensive. It's probably your biggest expense as a lower level person. Without some higher level character where you can go kill things for more money and give it to your lower level character. You know, really starting out, you know, fresh. He's not in line of sight because he's standing behind a tree. Clever of him. Anyway. Some funny, like, you can't see that guy. He's, like, on the other side of a fence from you. 169, that might be the highest hit we've gotten so far.
I need to get closer.
I don't know if we'll be able to get to... Oh, I might get to level... Okay, I was going to get to level 20, and then I was going to do the dead mines. I might go over to Stone Talon Mountains first. Ooh, it's raining. It's misty anyway. And then I might come back and do the dead mines after heading over there, and seeing the lay of the land. Oh, somebody's destroyed all these vultures. I'm almost level 20 basically, so let me just fight a few more things here. Back this way. There she is. Anyway. Yeah. I would probably rather fight some spiders. I need some spider eye core. Yeah, we're gonna go back to Lake Ridge. Shoot. Should probably fight that guy first. He's gonna shoot fireballs at us. It's a fair amount of damage. Ah, shooty, shooty, shoot. Oh yeah, we need a health potion. Oh shoot, we might die anyway. Oh damn, oh damn. If I kill him though, I'm gonna get a level up and get my health back. Lucky. Timed everything right. Okay, nice. That was nice. That's very satisfying to actually use that free health for something, rather than just be like, well, okay. Got the spider eye core that we need for our sausage. Got level 20. Got the piercing howl. New ability of our fury. Put that on 9 there. Nice. There's no cooldown on that. You just keep howling. Okay. And some ore has appeared just for us while we were doing that fighting. It's forced its way up out of the earth. If we can get to it. Too steep to walk up. Try from the other side. Hopefully that woman doesn't run over. Anyhow. Nice. That was a pretty quick getting 2 levels. Pretty fun. Found those orcs. Yeah, here she comes. Yeah, we got this one. Get out of here. Yeah, she's having trouble getting up to it. I got all the ore. Alrighty. Use our green magic. Hearthstone, which will take us back to the inn here. I will go and make that breastplate that I can now make. Oh, I forgot to sharpen my weapons. Oh well. It only lasts for like 15 minutes, so had to do it before. Excuse me. Had to do it before fighting the things. Anyhow. Blacksmithing. Ironforge breastplate. I only have 1 tiger's eye? Didn't I just take one out of the bank? Did I not? Darn. Okay. Well, I can't make it. I'll get a tiger's eye somewhere. Oh well. Go around to the Griffin Master here. And I think there actually might be a cooking trainer up here. Let's see if they have any special recipes before we get out of here. We can of course fly back at pretty much any time, but they train herbalism up here. That's wrong. Well, maybe I remembered something else. Or cooking trainer, yes.
Hello.
Goblin deviled clams, spider sausage. Okay, we can't learn those yet.
What can I do for you?
Oh yeah, there's that. The redridge goulash, crisp spider meat and tough condor meat. Well, 5 pieces of tough condor meat, 5 great gortusk snouts. Do I like happen to have that as it is? I don't think so. I have 1 crisp spider meat. But anyway, that's why she was killing all those condors. Not gonna do that one probably. That wasn't on the list of things I could do. Maybe it should be. The cooking ones, the cooking quests. Hard to really complain. Oh, I need more. Make these dry pork ribs. That sounds good. No one sells the cooking supplies here. Anyway, who's in these houses up here? A poison supplier. Yes. We need some mild spices. Who's got the mild spices? Not this person.
Right, bless you.
Tradeswoman, yes. Let's get some mild spices.
Safe travels.
Was there anything else I could make? Oh yeah, I can make some boiled clams if I get some refreshing spring water. To boil them in, I suppose. Only the finest. Yeah. Fletcher.
I said mine only the finest goods.
Still have plenty of arrows, right? We have some.
Greetings.
Yes, I need some.
Go with honor.
That is my home already.
Help you find something?
Refreshing spring water. That my mouse double clicked. I need a new mouse. It's fine. It's a cheap item. To be closer to the fire to cook something. Alrighty. Delicious boiled clams coming right up. They're a little low level for us at the moment. Although, no, we can only make level 5 food anyway, so whatever. As good as the spider sausage, I suppose. Yeah, we gotta head to the warrior trainer to get our level. There's usually a warrior quest, which you have to do your class quest. You don't have to. Some of them just give you equipment, but I think that's how we'll get berserker stance, which is what we should be in as a mighty warrior, as a furious warrior. So that'll be cool. So there'll be a warrior quest. We'll have a lot to do. I'll have a lot to do. Shouldn't presume anyone is watching. Don't need these random little things. The boiled clams are fine, but I don't really need them. Oh, that's lower level. Should have sold that before. Oh, I do have 2 tough condor meat. Well, can't decide. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I won't. Anyway, I think this basically you only get the condor meat here rather than anywhere else. I think. I'll get rid of it. I'll sell it to somebody else who needs some condor meat more. Okay. Oh, I don't need this anymore. It's the old axe I was using before. I went from this one, which does 7.8, and it's from level 10, to this one, which does 15.0. Almost double. So that was a big jump. Okay. let's fly back to Stormwind. Now, most people set their Hearthstone to take them back to the major city, but I like going back to the towns rather than the big city every time. When I was playing as a kid on a very bad computer, could barely load the big cities, and particularly the dwarf one, Ironforge, would make my computer just crash, and I like logged out in my friend's house who had a better computer. I was playing on his computer, and I logged out when I was in Ironforge, so I couldn't log in because it would just try to load Ironforge and then crash, and I had to wait till I could go to his house again next week and play on his computer and walk myself out of Ironforge. It's a struggle.
Hello.
Hello. Griffin woman. Cool goggles. Back to Stormwind. And then, yeah. So we're gonna get Berserker Stance before too long, which will make cooler things happen, I think. Not necessarily right away. I think you take a little more damage and your critical hit chance is increased. And then there's certain abilities that you can only use in Berserker Stance. And being a Fury Warrior is, you know, as an arms warrior, you pretty much just stay in battle stance. You know, the whole time. I mean, I think if you're really good, there's a few things from you want to switch into Berserker Stance to use. But as a Fury Warrior, you do actually, I think, like want to switch between Fury and arms. And the reason, like, it's hard because when you switch between them, you lose all the rage that you have. I don't know why. What the logic is exactly, like, oh, I'm not angry anymore. I've become a berserker. I don't know. I feel like you should have to build up rage and then turn into a berserker. But whatever. Blood craze. Yeah. And then, you know, there's a talent in arms that you retain 5 of your rage points when you change stances, so you would think arms would be the one you want to change around in. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know that much. I haven't read that much about how you're really supposed to play to be, like, the best. You know, here we are in Stormwind. Pretty quick flight there. You know, I don't know, you want to like use your rage and then change stances and then do your other thing, you know, I don't know. See, this overpower one you can only use in battle stance, and it's basically a free hit, so you would want to, like, you know, get it out and use it, like change into battle stance and use it if the enemy dodges, but you need 5 rage to use it and you're going to lose all your rage, so it's a little tricky. I don't exactly know, you know, how that's supposed to work, because the thing that makes you keep rage when you change stances, I wish we could just barge through these like Shrek, but no, you can jump over them though. It's very funny that they have them. Oh, I do have Tiger's Eye, just didn't take it with me. Alrighty, got some rough grinding stones. Wonderful. Alrighty, we'll just take all our supplies with us this time. Got a few more Gore-Tusk livers. Anyway, yeah, oh, and that tin. It's in the small blue pouch that's attached to the bank. Don't really have anything new to put away. Okay. The next someone gifts me my writing skill, repent. And if you gift him, you will also receive I witnessed. Oh, that's 2 people. Anyway, someone's trying to get the money for his horse at level 40. I assume, which is fairly expensive. You gotta, you know, work to afford a horse, you know. Yeah, I know where the cooking trainer is. I know where the don't have to ask the guard where they are. anymore. You know, I always forget, like my computer. If I don't play for a while, my brain clears my memory of things more than I feel like most people's. Like they can do it in their sleep, but anyway, you know, the damn goblins, drunk. People are getting their characters drunk. We're in the command center over here. Where people are hitting the training dummies with demons.
It's too far away.
Too far away to sit in that chair. Yeah, I suppose we are. Hello? Yoris Barley Brew. Yoris Barley Brew has issued a challenge to all able warriors of the Alliance. He waits at the Lakeshire Inn in Redridge and pledges a grand reward to anyone able to pass his trial. I guess we will head back there in a minute. A lot of things. Oh, we didn't even get all our abilities. Okay, this one, Slam, is not especially good for us, I don't think. Like, you kind of like, you know, it's a 2.5 second cast time, which is basically like, it's like casting a spell, and then you hit them with your weapon. I've never really gotten the point of this. Like, it's 2.5 seconds, which means, like, if your weapon takes, like, longer than 2.5 seconds to hit each time, you can hit them and then cast this, and then you'll hit them again, so it's like hitting them 3 times. Ours does 2.7, so I guess it's worth it in theory. But it costs 15 rage versus this is 15 rage and adds 32 damage. I don't know. Maybe it's worth it and I'm stupid. Whatever. Oh, I didn't get my level 18 abilities. Idiot. Okay. Whatever. We're gonna get... That's actually not that important. If we have money, we'll get that. But... Because it doesn't increase the slow, it just increases the little bit of damage from 10 to 23. Not that much. This one is pretty good, from 28 to 45 on the rend. This does more than it says it does. I don't know why. Anyway, that one's good. Should hide the unavailable ones. Cleave, we don't really need that yet. Disarm is pretty good against enemies like the orcs that have weapons. This retaliation ability is really good, as you can see. Instantly counterattack any enemy that strikes you in melee for 15 seconds. A maximum of 30 attacks. It's really good for fighting multiple guys, because you'll just be like hitting all of them, like every time they hit you. But it has a really long cooldown, like 30 minutes. Like, so it's basically your like try to save yourself ability, or like I gotta get past this one group of 2 or 3 guys that, you know, this is the only way I have any hope of doing it. Now, we really only have money for, like, one more thing. You can only disarm in defensive stance. And it's only useful against enemies that have weapons, and only against one of them. I'm gonna hold off on that for now. This doesn't do very much. This is like a tank, like a protection, defensive shield warrior ability. As is this one. Well, this is in the protection section. These are all defensive stance ones. I can skip these. This is pretty good. I don't actually have the money for it. Yeah, this is pretty good for fighting multiple guys. It like makes the you know, it like scatters them and makes them run away for 8 seconds, and then they'll be pretty far and they'll have to run back, so you basically get to hit one guy alone for a while. It makes him cower in fear, but hitting them usually breaks that. So that's probably the best thing to get. Cleave makes your weapon hit multiple people, but that's for like having one big weapon. It's like better when you have one big weapon. So I will see if I can. I'll be back here. I'll learn how to intimidating shout some other time. I don't really have anything I want to sell for a little bit of money at the moment, but I might after doing my blacksmithing at level 20 stuff, or because I'm past that thing to make the copper mauls. I can do a lot of blacksmithing, and maybe get up to getting that level 20 fist weapon, which would be quite nice to be making something right at the level you're at. Because usually you end up leveled somewhat past like the stuff you're making, and it's still pretty good usually, or sometimes, but very satisfying to make something right for your level. Because like, you know, that's like the strongest you can be basically, is like as soon as like using something that you can only use like right at the level you're at. Anyway, just got a pet bat named Joker. They added human hunters in Turtle WoW. Which are not in regular Classic, although they did add them later. They also added undead hunters, which I find quite funny. Like, yeah, I'm a zombie, but I'm friends with this cat. Anyway, I'm not gonna do any of that for now. I'm just gonna walk over to. I'm gonna take the subway back to Ironforge, because my Hearthstone back to Lakeshire, although the flight is small. The Hearthstone's got 43 minutes on cooldown, so. And any quest that's gonna have us going around, I would like to get the rested experience from a tent for, you know? But it's kind of like the time of day when the fewest people are playing this game, I think, although maybe it's getting toward like where people start playing again. Most of the people on this server are from Western Europe, so their like game time hours tend to be the busiest, which is for Eastern Standard US time, where I am, like 4 a.m. or something. But anyway, it's, well, oh geez, it's like 6 a.m. Wow, I stayed up all night. Okay, well, I'm just gonna get to Ironforge and cut this off there. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, well, that was a pretty solid, getting from a little ways into 18 to, 20. We're waiting for the subway. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. As I said, I haven't done a Fury Warrior before. There's the subway. I'm not necessarily gonna like stay that all the way through. Human warriors are, because they have a increase because of being human to their sword and mace skill. They are good for being tanks at the highest level in raids, which I've never done or gotten anywhere close to. Like, I've been the highest, like, level 60, but, like, you know, you have to be that and then get, you know, a bunch of good equipment, and, like, prove to people that you know how to play before you get trusted to be the tank in a real raid. But if Turtle WoW lasts long enough without getting shut down by Blizzard, that would be neat. And then I would have to change to being a protection warrior. That would be a long way away in any case. So, yeah, I'm gonna be chopping people and stabbing them for the foreseeable future. You know, it's yeah, and I'm pretty excited about the new you know, blacksmithing recipes that they have. You know, I'm not looking them up or anything, so they will be you know, a surprise to me. Alrighty. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna be heading out the gates through the wetlands. Well, I'm going to be flying to... No, I'm not going to be heading out the gates of Ironforge into Dunmorrow. I'm going to be flying out to Thelsamar again, which is how I started this, and then heading north from there through the wetlands to Menethil Harbor, and then taking a ship for the other continent across the sea, Kalimdor. Where I am now is the continent of Azeroth. The whole world is also called Azeroth, which is a little confusing sometimes, but it's because, like, they only introduced Kalimdor, like, you know, there's like Warcraft 1, 2, and 3, and I think it was only introduced in 2 or 3 or something, and before that everything was in Azeroth, and that was the whole world of Azeroth. But anyway, yeah, so here's the great forge. It's time to do some smelting. Time to do some blacksmithing. Silver rods, rough bronze boots. I should maybe make these silver rods. Well, I won't do that right now. I will meditate upon this very hot metal. Bum bum bum. Yes, as you can see, our little thong pants chopper and ooh, like a real menace at the moment. Alrighty. Good night.